Today's video is sponsored by HelloFresh. Use the promo code HPA60 and get 60% off your first box and 25% off your next 8 boxes. Alright guys, how's it going? Welcome back. Well, today we're going to collect an Audi A4 Avant that I've just bought for £5,000. I thought this sounded quite a good deal, to be honest. I've got a feeling it's probably a 7995 car retail, so at £5,000 it seemed like a bit of a no-brainer. It's a 2014 car and it's done just over 100,000 miles, and I know it's black. That's pretty much all I know at this point. It's just arrived at the garage in part exchange and my colleague described it as good. Not great, not bad, good. Not exactly sure what that means, to be honest, but good sounds good, doesn't it? I expect, as is often the case with this era of Audi, it'll probably be due a cam belt and water pump. It's probably overdue a service. It'll need a couple of tyres. It's probably crying out for a good clean, buff, new set of number plates, new set of mats, and then maybe there might be some profit in it. Maybe. It'll probably need a new rear wiper motor. They always seem to fail on this era of Audi. I'm just hoping that the clutch is fine. If it's rattling, then it'll need a new clutch and dual mass flywheel, and there won't be any change out of £1,000. So I'm praying that's okay. Oh, thinking about it, it might be automatic, in which case I'll get the gearbox serviced. Like I say, I'm not exactly sure. I've just had the phone call, so I don't know an awful lot about it. Right then, well, I suppose we should go and have a look at it, shouldn't we? See how bad it is. I'll see you there. Well, we're here. Looks alright, you know. I think my £5,000 is fairly safe. I'll tell you what though, I picked the wrong choice of clothing and the wrong car today. It's 18 degrees, but quite sunny. And I'm in a thick hoodie, and I'm in a Range Rover with no air conditioning. Anyway, back to the Audi. That looks pretty good. It could do with a good buff, actually, and a set of plates. 10 points to anyone who guessed that. That looks quite good. It could do with its wheels refurbing as well. They look quite scruffy. And there's a small dent and scuff on that front driver's side wing, but I think that might pull out. A little bit of lack of peel on the passenger wing mirror, but that's quite a decent car, you know. As long as that drives all right, I think I'm guaranteed some profit. Let's go and have a look around it. Before we continue, I'd like to say thanks to today's video sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by HelloFresh. And let me tell you, they've made my life much easier. With HelloFresh, you can enjoy gourmet meals without the fuss. Their quick recipes are a game changer if you lead a busy life, like I do. Instead of coming home and looking through the empty cupboards and ending up cooking cheese on toast night after night, now I come home to a simple, delicious restaurant quality meal. Last night I cooked teriyaki peanut chicken, which was delicious. I'd never dream of cooking something like that otherwise, and it didn't take me long either. Here's more good news. HelloFresh are offering an exclusive discount just for you. Use the promo code HPA60 and get 60% off your first box, and 25% off your next 8 boxes. That's top quality delicious meals delivered right to your door at an unbelievable price. It's a really simple process. All you do is go onto the website, pick the meals that you'd like to eat for the following week, and then fresh ingredients get delivered right to your door. Since I've been using them, I've been eating interesting, tasty meals. It's actually made me more of an adventurous cook. So from one food lover to another, why not try it today? Head over to the website, use the promo code HPA60 and give it a try. Right, let's go back to the video. Okay then. Who'd have thought the weather would be so nice? It looks very clean from afar, doesn't it? I think I will have to give the lads from Dents a quick call because there are a few little dents. There's one there, and then this wing here is kind of crumpled a little bit like an old Coke can, but I think they'll pop those out. Quite hollow really, so it should be easy to get at. Just take the liner out and pop them out. And I think this little mark here, or these marks, will buff out, or at least improve without painting. I could improve that, I think, just to take your eye off it. The wheels need refurbing. Lots of bedded in brake dust there. The discs, there's no lip. I think they've been replaced since the last MOT, you know. And we've got a Pirelli on the front on about 3 or 4 mil, not too bad. On the back, now these were advised at the last MOT and they look quite old actually. These are Pirelli Cintarautos. Oh, they're well low. They're right on the legal limit. See the little line there? It is completely smooth. Right, so we're into 2 rear tyres. Is there any meat on those pads? I think that's going to want rear discs and pads. Rear discs and pads, 2 tyres, some dents, a good buff. I think I'll be able to buff and touch these marks in, you know. I hope that's it for prep. Front bumper's got a few stone chips on it, but I think you expect that in a 100,000 mile diesel estate car like this. We've got is this a matching Pirelli? It is. That again is on about 3 mil. It's probably acceptable, that, I suppose. Although there is a bit of a snick out the sidewall. That might be into 4 tyres here, you know. That won't be cheap, will it? 4 tyres, wheel refurbs, discs and pads. Before you know it, I've spent £1,000. Yeah, we're going to want 4 tyres. For some reason, they always seem to get dented here. This era of Audi, I don't know what it is. This era of A4 Avant. I think though, if I touch that in carefully, it'll just take your eye off it, buff out that little mark there, and I think you'll not really tell. Not a bad looking car though, is it really? For the money. Still quite presentable. A few little marks on the rear bumper there, but nothing too bad. I really need to get my strimmer out here. Ah, power tailgate. Didn't expect that. Quite a good option, really. A few little dog hairs. And we've got, what have we got here? A woolly hat. GL Events. Is that some sort of security company? I don't know. Locking wheel nut. Very good. Parcel shelf still here. That's always a good sign. It saves me £100 on eBay. Well, if it's got a power tailgate, it must have some other spec about it as well. We've got full leather interior. No sunroof, but it smells quite clean. It doesn't smell doggy. Have a look under the engine bay in a second. It's a pity it's not an S line really, isn't it? It's done 113,000 miles. 113. Oh, we've got heated seats though. Yeah, it's not a bad spec then really, is it? Huh? Even got some snazzy sunglasses there. Polarised. Okay, so nothing in the glove compartment there. Now this era of Audi doesn't have, or they don't have, a service book. It's all like a digital print off, or you can print it off, but it's like a digital system. I think from 2013 onwards they changed it. Or was it 2011? Can't remember. What am I doing with this book? It's annoying because I would rather see a book rather than odd receipts, because then you're at the mercy of the previous owner keeping a good record of things. But we do have some receipts here. I'll just turn the camera away before I reveal any personal information. Right, we've got a wad of receipts, that's good. A sales invoice here. Previous MOT, road tax receipt when it was only 125 before they put the rates up. We've got a service here from Stratford Audi. Stratford upon Avon, right. Shakespeare's town, isn't it, that? Turning into Alan Partridge, aren't I? Really am. That was done at 55,000 miles. That was a full service at Audi. You have to be like a detective, don't you, as a used car dealer, trying to put the pieces together to work out if he's got any history or not. So, we've got a print off here then. Service at 55, a service at 38, that was done at Reading Audi. So we've got 2. Another service at 20, so we've got 3 now. And then its first PDI. So we've got 3. Then we've got another one here at 90 at West London Audi. Brentford, Middlesex. That was a service. Ah, my luck has just got better, right. It had a new cam bell and water pump. Well, that saved me 400 quid, doesn't it? Oh wow, they know how to charge, don't they? That was a £743 job at Audi. Now I know for a fact my local mechanic would do that sort of work for it used to be a £250, £270 job, but prices have gone up. You're probably talking £380, £400. Still substantially cheaper than Audi. Right, well, there's quite a bit of history there then. Quite a bit. So, that's the right result, you know. It's all quite clean inside as well. Yeah, quite pleased with this. Let's have a look under the bonnet. Unfortunately, we've only got one key, unless he sends the other one through the post or something, but that rarely happens. Needs a good old clean under here, but all looks quite honest so far. No obvious leaks. Of course, everything's covered in plastic these days, so you can't really tell anything, can you? No mayonnaise under there, which is good. I think what I'll do then is run this to my mechanics for a full service and then a clean MOT, 4 new tyres, probably disc and pads as well. Then get the bodywork attended to, give it a good valet, sort the wheels out. I could be into maybe £1,200 in prep, so paid 5, it's going to owe me 6 1/4 maybe. Still some profit though. Right then, let's fire this girl up. Service due. Very good. Please refuel, yep, standard. But no other lights. That's very good news. Have we got, I think we've got a sat-nav here as well. This is quite a good spec then. So we've got heated seats, full leather interior, power tailgate and sat-nav. Very good. What about radio? What was the previous owner listening to before they traded it in? Let's try and work out their age. Radio 2, right. I suspect then, based on these clues, they were in the 40s. Ah, Billy Joel, River of Dreams. In the middle of the night. I've said this before, but that was the first album I ever bought. We've got some snazzy dice on the rearview mirror and some air fresheners. Remove those. Right, should we take this for a drive then? In fact, let me see if the air conditioning works. Can't be that lucky, can I? Can't have functioning air conditioning. Please work. Got a Yankee Candle fragrance there. Oh yes, my aircon works. What a result. Right, well, my electronic parking brake works. It's released. Ah, what about the rear wiper? Is this going to end my stint of good luck? Oh yes, it works. I'll tell you what, this isn't a bad car, is it? Very good. It's quite solid over the bumps. Can't believe my air conditioning works. I really thought a car like this with its bald rear tyres and its rusty discs and pads really would have warm aircon. This drive's quite precise. The clutch is fine, it's not rattling. If I can get this looking better with a clean MOT and a fresh service, we have got some guaranteed nailed on profit, ladies and gents. Shouldn't talk like that, should I really? I feel like when I'm overconfident like that, all ends in tears. We've got genuine Audi mats. It's all nice and clean, really, this. We've got no warning lights on, I've got no flashing glow plug light on. We're all good. This is unfamiliar territory, isn't it? Usually when somebody trades in an 8 or 9 year old German car, it is absolutely buggered. But this is all right. Right then, I think what I'm going to do first is run it straight to my mechanics, get them to do the service, the tyres, the MOT, the brakes, and see what else they find. I'll do that first before I do anything else. Pulls all right as well. This would be a very sensible car for somebody to run, wouldn't it? It'll do 50 miles per gallon, low road tax. Quite a lot to like, I suppose. Right, let me do all this and I shall catch up with you quite soon. This shouldn't be a big job, this. Hopefully maybe a week's work, 10 days work, and I should have it turned around and ready for the forecourt. And we're back in my Audi A4 Avant, and I don't really need to finish this sentence, do I? I think you all know where it's going. I think I caught this car just at the right time. I've spent a considerable amount on it, but I'm really happy with the outcome, and I'm still convinced there's some profit left. After we last spoke, I took it down to my mechanics for a service and an MOT, and I mentioned that it might need 4 tyres, and sure enough, it did. So I decided to go with 4 brand new Nexen tyres, and Nexen are quite a good brand, really. Granted, they're not Continentals, but they're not Landsails either, so I just thought they were a good middle-of-the-road tyre for, I suppose, what is quite a good middle-of-the-road car. If you remember on the initial walk around, I thought it might need new rear brake discs and pads. Sure enough, it did. They wouldn't have passed an MOT, so I've had those replaced, and it also needed some new rear suspension arms. Now unfortunately, with a lot of cars you can just replace the bushes, but not with the A4. You have to replace the actual arms themselves, and they're quite expensive. So it had both of those replaced, and what else? Yeah, service, clean MOT, so that was that. Then I picked it up from there and took it for the wheels to be refurbished. Now if you remember, I mean they were probably the originals, but they just look quite scruffy. They really let the car down. So I had all 4 wheels rubbed down, primed and then painted, and now they're not perfect, but they look pretty good. It's just lifted the whole car. Then I got it back to work and fitted some new reg plates, which immediately lifted the look of it, and I spoke to the lads over at Dents, and they came out and popped out the dents on that front wing. I was fairly confident that they'd get those out. I thought access would be quite easy because it was right near the edge of the wing. Sure enough, it looks as good as new. Then the last job was to give this car a proper clean, so I ran it over to the lads at Tameside Valeters, and they did just that. I picked it up from there about an hour ago, and unfortunately the weather's not very nice today, but it does look really good. They've even buffed that wing for me and got rid of those marks. So I'm really impressed with the whole outcome, and it's taken me less than a week, so it's quite a quick turnaround. The only negative really are the costs, because although it didn't need that much work, nothing came cheap. So I suppose what I'll do next is park up somewhere scenic. I suppose it still looks scenic, doesn't it, even on a miserable day like today? And I'll talk you through all my expenses. I photographed the car this morning outside work and created a little advert for it, and I don't expect it to sit around too long. I've got it advertised for $7,995, which I paid £5,000 for the car. That's a £3,000 gross profit, but that's before my expenses. Here we'll do then. Look at my rear wiper working. It's rare on one of these, trust me. So my first expense then, may as well turn the engine off, hadn't I? My mechanic's bill. So the MOT test fee was £40, the oil filter was £8.72, the oil was £38. Now the rear brake discs, they were £82.32, the rear brake pads were £41.80. 4 Nexen tyres, they came in at £368. So not too bad really for those. I think I made the right decision there really. The 2 rear suspension arms, these were quite dear. They were £130 each, so £260 for the pair. Plus some labour at £180 takes my total to £1,214.61. In fact, let me add this up. £5,000 for the car, plus 121461. The wheel refurbs cost me £180. The cost of the dent removal cost me £54. The new number plates cost me £15. The valet cost me £70. I think that's it, isn't it? Should really keep a list of this sort of stuff. This is kind of the trouble with this job, because I've always got 30 or 40 cars in stock. The costs just run away with themselves. You know, you see the odd car that features on this channel, you know, 1, 2, 3 a week maybe. But in reality, I'm doing this 15 times a week. You only see some of them. So there's an awful lot of money outlaid in preparation costs. I think that's it, isn't it? Yeah, that's it. Right. Thanks for bearing with me there. My grand total for this Audi A4 Avant is £6,533.60. So I've got it advertised for $7,995, so if this sells for the asking price, there's just under £1,500 profit. So ultimately, it's not bad going, is it really? It'll leave me with a 17–18% profit, which I suppose is pretty good. I can't really ask for much more than that, can I? I've just remembered, I still need to pay the finance off this. It is on my to-do list, I just haven't had a chance. or money. But I shall do it, obviously. So I think that's about it. So thank you once again for watching. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't done already. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. I'll leave the link below. If you're interested in getting into the used car business, and to be honest, I'm not a great advert for it, am I? But if you are, then check out my online course. It's still free for the first 30 days and then only £27 a month thereafter. There are nearly 100 videos explaining every single aspect of the used motor trade, from funding to branding to preparing cars for sale to sourcing stock. It's all there, so do check it out. So yeah, cheers guys, see you next time.